Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was all morning. What? I don't even have a watch on, but what time is it really? Is it that time already? So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and I hope that all of you are getting out in nature depending on where you live. If you, right now, some of you are probably excited about this weather because, the mornings are cold. There's mornings here and it's, a lot different than New York where I am now. So maybe where you are, you're getting out more. Yay! This is funny because I have noticed throughout my life is people start getting out more now because they can't handle the heat. You know what they say about restaurants: if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. And then I really found out really what that means. But there's a couple different meanings to that saying. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel, and you could give this video a thumbs up. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you could share my videos with your family, your friends. A hawk, Starlight, saw a hawk again today. So what does it mean when you see a hawk? And not only you could share my videos with a hawk, what was that hawk eating? I don't know, it was tearing it apart. I really didn't get a good view on that. But you could share my videos with your pet hippo. Huh? You got a pet hippopotamus? So yeah, sure, why not? So anyway, what can a hippo learn from this video? And besides that, you can you can check out my playlist, and it is strange how like my YouTube channel like automatically fixed itself without Starlight doing anything. So weird. But anyway, you can check out my playlist, and don't forget the notification bell like Starlight did. I have to tie that baby around me or something. And also, you could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I'm acting like this is because some weird things were happening today. So anyway, please, stay through this whole video because I do have a message for you later. And anyway, today I have a whole list here. See? Okay, there's my list. These are things that I was like going on my YouTube channel, and I realized that there's videos that were acting like they weren't out there. So I wrote those down to kind of replay them. And now they're at, like it's strange with my YouTube channel. I can't figure all that out. But anyway, there's a couple of videos that I have been wanting to talk about. And so today I decided, well, I'll talk about the one instead of the other because this is really important. So this video is about, homeless people. And that goes for people that are living on the streets or people who are living in a car. To me, that, is homeless. Sometimes people say homeless because, I've been in that situation too, where you don't have your own home, but you're staying with friends or family. I guess that's a different type of homeless, but really, living on the street, that is homeless, really. And then there's layers, like with Starlight, living in a car. That's a different, I don't even like to call it homeless because words are very powerful, so wouldn't want to say that I am. So I say I'm in this situation. So I'm in this situation for a year now. And what has Starlight learned throughout her life as far as this goes? Because I started off before I was 16 living on the streets under a bridge, and I'll tell you what, the devil didn't waste its time, like searching for Starlight. It took 3 days. 3 days. Whoops, I got an itch. To find Starlight. So, and it's amazing how that does work like that. It's like, okay, there. So anyway, Now, when it comes to homeless people, because I am not saying this because I read it out of some magazine or studied it online, I'm living it and witnessing it in person, right in your face. So there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they may have been homeless at one point, or maybe they haven't, but then they help people out there that are homeless. And I am so grateful for God, number one, and for all the beautiful people that are helping people. And I have to say, I have met lots of people from either churches or organizations, whether working for the government or not, you know, and then I've met people like myself. I do this, and then there's other people similar to what Starlight's doing, but I can't do what they're doing. Is that I met people that are not working for an organization or getting money from the government, but what they do is they go out in the community and let them know, hey, you know, I want to help the homeless people out. And I only went there like 2 times, I think, and where they actually cook dinners, and they have a small group of people, and they get all this food, just like that church group. But of course, the church group, it might be a government organization, you know, or they're getting all those donations from the church itself. It's hard to say because there are churches out there that, you know, they say, hey, government, we need some money because we want to do this or we want to do that, and then the government will give them so much money for that every year. And of course, a lot of these places out in the United States, you know, when it comes to government giving them money, because I worked with handicapped people before, disability people with disabilities, is what they do. They always try to get more money whether they need it or not, you know, and then they just kind of, you know, hurry up and spend that money. So each year, you know, they make sure that there's more than enough money to go around for helping the disabled people out. So I learned that was a big eye-opener. They were living better than what Starlight was living, you know, their homes, you know. So I was kind of like jealous there a little bit, because I was like, now how is this possible? You know, they were getting brand name clothes where I couldn't afford, you know, at those times to get brand name clothing. And I don't know what that's like. But, well, I do know what that's like because somebody else bought them for me. But when it comes to the homeless people, is, you know, whether they are living on the street or not, is that if this has been the hardest area, and I can't tell you where I am living because I am having issues with my phone and stuff like that, so I really don't want to give that information out here, is where I am staying right now in this area. This has been the worst area to be able to make it, like even in just living in my car, you know. There was an area that I was living before, living in my car, where I was able to go, and I believe they should have these out there in the community to help homeless people out, you know. And but of course, when I say that, that means that you got to have somebody out there cleaning up after them, and that is a big, huge problem, because I did make videos out there before about with the homeless people is, please, if you're doing this, don't. And this happens because there are people with mental disabilities or some, you know, they might have spirits inside of them, you know, or something, you know, controlling them, you know, like alien forces. Yeah, alien forces that could be causing them to behave the way they are. Or it could be all sorts of different things, like medications, you know, could be causing that to happen. Whatever, because I see some crazy shit. I am going to say that. I do. I see some crazy shit. And it's, you know, a lot of times it is homeless people that are doing these things, but not always. You know, there's other people that are not homeless that go out in public and do, you know, do some funky stuff out in the, you know, and people like, what, you know, like throwing garbage all over, you know, like, so not everybody that throws garbage all over is homeless people, because Starlight's in that situation, but I don't throw garbage all over. I'm the one picking it up. So what I'm going to try to talk to you about today is, because this area, like, that was the other video I wanted to make. Maybe I'm just going to put this in here together, is that how do people clean up, when they're homeless? And like I said, this is one of the worst areas. I'm not going to go to the busy city area where Starlight ran out of gas one time, and talk about praying. I'm like, I knew I was not, I knew I was going to run out of gas, but I never know when. But God knows. And so I prayed. I'm like, God, please, get me out of here. I was tapping my shoes like on Wizard of Oz, tap my shoes 3 times to get the blank out of here. And it was amazing how, bam, because the gas station where I didn't have any more gas, there was people homeless right around that, living on the sidewalk, right at the, behind the gas station. That place was so toxic, and you could tell people were on some kind of drug. There was a lady that was a business lady. She looked all beautiful on the outside, but there's some funky stuff going on inside. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take my chance, try to find another gas station, get out of this area, because this area is not for Starlight, So, and I did. Once I got to the other gas station, I felt better, and safer in that area. And I did. I prayed, and bam, I got $10 to get the blank out of there, So, and that was the one place that I know of where you can go in and take a shower. And Starlight has done this on her journey all the way from, like a year ago to now, in different places. And a lot of times it is toxic energy that you are, and some of those showers are dirty. They're, they haven't been keeping them clean, where Starlights actually have gone in those places and cleaned them up if I have time. Some of those places you can't do that because you got other people waiting right behind you, and they're impatient, and they only give you like a certain amount of time to, hurry up and clean up. And, females, it takes longer for a female to clean up than a man, So I shouldn't have to explain that. I hope not. But if you want me to, I will. So anyway, so if areas do not willingly help the homeless people out, like giving them somewhere to clean up, giving them, a place to eat, giving them a place where they can go and get things that they necessarily need. I'm talking about needs, foods and stuff like that. And I know these days, and I don't smoke cigarettes, and I don't do drugs, and I don't even do coffee or alcohol. Hang on, my back hurts. Sorry. So Starlight's got to relax here. So anyway, what happens when we don't help the homeless people out? What do you think is going to happen when we don't actually give them a place? And this area is the worst, is because I've gone to where they actually had parks, and they had and it was my favorite place. I went in there at any time of the day during the hours of the park, and they had showers at this one park that I found. And I enjoyed myself. I was like, wow, this feels so good. And I got to do all my stuff that I needed to take care of in that shower, and I got to, relax a little bit, and that's what it's like for a person that's homeless, no matter which situation, especially the ones that are on the street or in the car, is because when they're in a situation like Starlight, if you haven't gone and taken a shower in a long time, you have no clue what it's like to, what it feels like to have, at least warm to hot water to go on your body, where you don't want to get back out. And that's why it's so hard to go into a city area where people are in such a rush. And I've gone even in church places where they had certain places, and they actually had a sign and said, you got to get in and out at this time. And if I couldn't believe it, Christian people that would put this on the wall, and it was like saying, if you don't get out that shower within so many minutes, then you will not be able to come back. And you know what? I can't remember how many minutes it was, but there was no way. I mean, just taking my clothes off, that takes so much time, and then to do everything. You know, who knows when the last time I shaved all my private parts and legs and armpits, you know, and yeah, I gotta, you know, make sure, you know, like Starlight's all, you know, prim and proper here, you know, and so that shit takes time. You know, and I was really, that was a place that I actually did some rebuking in there. I was like, you know what, I had a what for to say, you know, in there. I didn't, you know, I did it in a godly way, but man, I needed to. God sends me in places to really let people know, and because these people were really pushing my buttons, and I gave it to them. I really did, in a good godly way, like, you know, so they had a sign in there, like I said, and it's like, okay, how am I supposed to know how long it's taken me to do all my business in there, you know? So in that one, they even had a toilet with a shower. So here you go into the bathroom, you know, who knows what you're doing on the toilet, you know, and to wipe, and to get undressed, then to get in the, you know, then you gotta wait for the water to get hot. So that took so many minutes, because who knows the last time that somebody used the shower, then to do all your business. And it's like, no way am I going to be able to, you know what? As fast as I, you know, I said, blank this, I am going to take my freaking sweet old time in here. And I did. Nobody was there waiting for it, you know. So, you know, it was rush, 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 because, you know, like they didn't want the bill going that high, you know, and that was just really ridiculous. And I've gone in some other beautiful places to take a shower where, you know, you got in there and they were not on you, but they, you know, like if you were in there, you know, some people had handicap problems and they couldn't function very well, and they did struggle to, you know, get in those bathrooms. And you know, but they do check on people, make sure they're okay, because they understand that some people could be on some kind of drugs or something, you know, or, you know, what if they're in there taking number two? How long does it take for you to do number two? Some people, it takes a long time. They have problems in that area, you know. So, you know, so when it comes to cleaning, and I know I'm kind of getting off track on this, is because I'm kind of more on the one video that I wanted. But if we don't help the people out there, you know, you're gonna force them, you know, like to go in public bathrooms now, and you know, try like to, where does, you know, I can't even go in the river where I was, because I didn't research it before I went in. I kind of, like, my intuition was saying, Starlight, you ought to check to find out if the water is even good first, you know, because where I came from, that was polluted water. And I found out, you know, after I made that video about Starlight, Scared and Naked, or Naked and Scared, is that the water was polluted with, you know, some horrible, you know, if I told you what name of the river it was, you'd kind of get an idea of where I am. But I researched it after, you know, because I was having some skin issues, you know, because I was in that water. Weird things were happening to my skin. So now I can't go in that river like I would like to, you know, because the water is actually polluted with some nasty chemicals, like, I forgot what it was, like gasoline or something, like some kind of chemicals like that with, so it is really, so, you know, some of the homeless people will do like what Starlight does, and they might not even care. And that river where I was, it said that you could get sick in that water, you know, that it could cause problems with you, as far as your health goes. So this is going to only force homeless people to go into places like where Starlight is now, or even parks, you know, like to try to bathe in a park, or bathe at a library, or bathe at a gas station, bathe at a store, you know. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to, you know, bathe at a store, you know, or bathe at a library? And I do see it myself, different places where I do know certain ones. I don't really know them, but I know what they're doing, because I you know these things when you're doing it yourself. So, and the other thing is, if there's not food available or clothes available for the homeless people, you're going to cause them, because this area here, they said that they were helping the homeless people out a long time ago, and they actually got, the police officers got them into a place where they can have an apartment. But, you know, the officers, they might have had their heart in the right place, but they did not do things the right way, because where I came from, is that you got to supervise those places. Like even where my one brother that was in prison, for most off and on in his life, is that when he got out, they put him in a halfway house, and it was a big slumlord apartment with a bunch of bedrooms, and then shared bathrooms, and like a kitchen, and some space in the hallways, and they had upstairs and downstairs and all these different rooms. Well, yeah, you're gonna have a big problem. You got a bunch of people that were in jail or prison, and now they're all getting sent to the same house to kind of get them situated in there. So hopefully that they can get out of there and get a job and get their, So this is the thing, is if we don't help the people out that are homeless, is that you're going to cause them, you're going to force them to do things that they don't want to do. And I just met a man that's doing this now, and that's not the first one. Is that, I met a man, and first thing I could see it. I'm like, he's stealing, because, it's just that I know this shit, is, and I told somebody about the story, and they're saying, yeah, how do you think, people are going to make it? So it's going to force people to actually go into any business anywhere and to get desperate to steal, and it's going to cause an addiction. It really can, stealing can, just like lying, it ends up being an addiction, just like stealing. So with that is now you're going to have homeless people, and that's what Starlight did when she was 16 years old. I got caught. By the time I got caught, those stealing, I was either 16 or 17 when I got caught stealing red-handed at a convenience store, and the strange things that Starlight was stealing, so I got caught, and bam, right thrown into a police car and then somebody was actually outside waiting for me, so they got in the police car because they knew what I was doing. They didn't try to stop me, so whatever they call that. So Starlight was scared out of her mind, and that was my last time stealing as far as being in that situation, being homeless at the age of 16 years old. So it is going to cause people to go out and do stuff, or like in this area where I am, or even worse, they're going to get desperate, and they're besides stealing, it could cause them to steal people's items out in their community, out in society, out in like parks or something like that. It's going to cause them to also like try to sell drugs, where they can, if they can do that, where a lot of times people that sell drugs, they're on drugs. So I've met some of this, not that it's really smart, but I met some people in my past that were selling drugs, but they weren't doing them. That's the wise way to do it if you're going to do something like that. And now I'm talking about any kind of drug out there. So that's what you got to realize, is it's only going to force them to do things that you're not going to want. So by having a cold heart and not really helping them out, even like people that might come up to you and ask you, hey, could you help me out? Could you spare a couple dollars? By people just saying no all the time and always have an excuse why they can't give, like saying, oh, I don't have any cash on hand, when they do, or, like, because sometimes they actually have a way of getting cash out if they wanted to, like they could go back in the store and use their cards in the debit machine, and they could take out $20 and get change and help the person out. So God knows when people can help and the people that can't, and so, but like, if there's no showers for people to clean up, and the other ways of taking showers is like, but the only thing is, people will tell me this over and over again, but they don't realize if you're in this situation, you might not have cash, that's one of the parts of homeless people, or people in my situation that are living in their cars. Like they will say, yeah, go to a gym and get a membership. And Starlight thought about doing that before. I actually used my card. It was supposed to have been like $10 a day, and really $10 a day is a lot just to take a shower. If I'm only really $10 a day just to take a shower, and once I put the card through, they said a certain amount of money, and then I was reading the fine print, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, you're going to add another 20-something dollars on what I thought it was going to be? Forget this, because it wasn't like I was going to, use the equipment in there all the time. I would have loved to, but, why use that if I can go out at a park and use a, gym equipment, especially, somebody that's in the situation. I'd rather use that money on other items that I actually need for my body, shaving, to be able to shave, I got plenty of shampoo, maybe a pair of sneakers or a pair of boots for the wintertime or a jacket, so this is where a lot of people kind of don't understand homeless people, is because they're not in that situation and that mindset to understand where the homeless people are coming from. Because I have met people that do steal. Like I had a guy that one time he people are sneaky and tricky, as sometimes they'll ask you for a lighter, and then they're like, oh, she's got a lighter, so that means she smokes cigarettes. No. Or she does drugs. No. So, and then it's like, do you got cigarette? Do you got vape? Do you got marijuana? No. So now I know, not all the time, but like if somebody asks me for a lighter, I got to be like, yeah, I do, but I don't smoke. I don't do drugs, So I had a man not too long ago came to my car, talked to me a little bit. He didn't know I was a YouTuber. He didn't see the sticker on my car. And so what it was, he was acting like he was really kind, and he gave me something I don't even eat, some kind of strawberry cupcakes, and believe me, before that would have looked really good, and, it would have been done. But I'm like, if I take that, I wanted to let him know I'm just going to give it to somebody else. And then really what it was is that he wanted to see if I had any cigarettes. He was and I didn't know that at first. So I was like, wow, this is so sweet of you to just give me this, And I said, man, God would be so proud of you that we need more people like you. It is so sweet of you. And then I found out that really all he wanted was a cigarette. And then, so I didn't have a cigarette, and I tried to give him that, the strawberry cupcakes back. And it must have been funny, because, and then I realized the gas station right nearby, and he had $1, it's like, okay, he went and stole those strawberry cupcakes trying to get a cigarette. So right after that, he ended up going to another man that was in the area and went to him because he saw that he was smoking cigarettes all night, all morning. He was chain smoking. And so he went over there and asked for a cigarette, and then, gave him $1. So, and that's why I knew the other guy was stealing, is because, is if you're homeless and you're asking me, hey, is there anything you need? I don't need any of your stuff. I don't want somebody to go in the store to steal from me, because they could get caught and get thrown in jail, And what do the cops, is the cops really going to want to take a homeless person in there? Because they're not going to want to take care of them, because then it's not going to really help them out. So, we really do need to be there for the homeless people and help them out in different ways. There's stuff that's on Facebook, that people can actually donate. They need clothing, they need cleaning products, shavers, guys need shavers, they need soap, they need fingernail clippers, they need things to clean their, different things, their different, the Q-tips, brushes, hair, like combs, so there's so many ways that we can help out homeless people. And I do this on my journey here. I'm actually gathering stuff now. I gave everything away. I had a whole bunch of cleaning stuff, odds and ends. I gave them stuff I should have kept. Nasal spray it was brand new. I love this stuff. It works awesome. And I just gave it away, you know, and I didn't want to give him the used up one, but I gave him a brand new one, you know, so, because that I will need in the wintertime is my nasal, you know, like I get problems with my sinuses. So, so if we don't help them, if you got a business out there and you're, you know, you're not like, there's a lot of people that have restaurants that do help out. They actually, the food that's left over at nighttime, they actually freeze it and then they hand it to like places out there that are donating to help other people out. So thank you to those restaurants out there, because Starlight's thinking about doing that. Is just, you know, they throw a lot of salad away. Like Starlight is a salad nut. Hey, you know, do you have any salad that you're just gonna, you know, it's not gonna be good the next day. I know that, you know, but can Starlight stay up till 10 o'clock at night to wait for a salad? So anyway, I do love you all, and I know I really had no clue what I was going to do today because I had some funky stuff. And like I said, I hope that you're really watching this all the way through, because there is somebody out there that has a YouTube channel, and I just kind of thought there was something strange seeing 3 videos of yours, bam, 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 being uploaded, you know, and it's not just going on my cell phone, but it was going on my the computer here at the library. So I just wanted to check with you to make sure nobody hacked into your YouTube channel, stealing all the hard work, you know, all the videos that you did to try to claim that they are you, you know. So anyway, that was my message to you. So because I don't trust my phone, somebody hacked in my phone, and I had another device on my phone that I recognized, and somebody's been watching videos on my YouTube channel on my phone. So I really didn't know if my where I send messages, if that was okay, if you were even getting my messages. If there's a way to let me know that you are getting my messages, I really appreciate it. So anyway, I do love all of you, and you really, there's so many ways to help homeless people out. You know, clothing, like I said, you know, think of all the things. Toothpaste, you know, Starlight does, you know, if you got some toothpaste without fluoride, Starlight's been using like baking soda or baking powder. I get those two mixed up, so I kind of put it in a little, this is my favorite stuff, I love this stuff, is immune support stuff. So I stick it in here, and this is what I brush my teeth with, because I won't use the toothpaste with fluoride. But hey, you know, you could send some toothpaste without fluoride. Starlight would love that. It's actually a toothpaste called Hello from Walmart that has no fluoride in it. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You can also leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And soon I'm going to be getting a debit card. I'm just going to see how this will work, and I'm hoping that I will be able to collect donations on my YouTube channel. So it's going to take me a little bit, because I'm trying to wait for a debit card to come in the mail, and my mail has always been like really late for some reason. So I am going to be working on doing that to see if I can make that possible. So if anybody wants to love and support Starlight on her YouTube channel, I really would appreciate any help that I can get. And also, like I said, you can leave me a message down below, beep, 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 say hello, don't be shy, and also don't forget the notification bell, and check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I love you. This is a longer video than I thought. It just is so important that we really do care for the homeless people, and or people that are living in their cars, especially those types, because other people that are living in other people's homes, they got some help and they got some support. But it's really about the people on the streets more than anything. And of course, the people that are living in their cars. But anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.